My Danish grandfather, Ove Andersen, he died of leukemia on the 1st of April 1986, just about a week or so before I managed to go visit him at the hospital. I'm not sure if I knew that he was going to pass away. My dad was there, my sister was there, and Sine, his wife, was there. He was at the hospital in Hobro, and probably the last time that I went there, I remember walking up to the hospital, down the avenue and everything. And already the weeks before he was in hospital, his entire face had turned all purple, leukemia. I remember the first time I saw him like that. I'd come home from school, come home to the farm to visit him and stay with him and Sina. I used to always be alone with them. It was just him and Sina and myself on the farm. And I'd be in my room listening to my rock and roll and learning my guitar. Bestifa, when he was too sick, was just sitting around. He did try to do some work and stuff, but I just remember the last time that I saw him sitting at the table, and for the first time seeing his face like that, because I knew he was sick for a long time, but when I saw his face all purple, you know, he looked up and he saw the way I looked at him, and you can see that it touched him, that I looked at him like that. And I went and I sat down, and he was eating cornmeal porridge. I'll never forget. And it was butter. He used to love his butter. But he smoked so many cigars that his taste buds had died. But he liked butter and didn't like margarine. But what Sina used to do was to buy the margarine because it was cheaper, and then the butter was always put in a container with smør written on it, butter. And so as long as it came out of that container, Granddad thought that it was butter, so he was cool with it, but it was margarine. But maybe this time it was butter because it was probably one of his last meals. So we sat there and ate in silence, and I was eating and just trying not to look at him because it was just so heartbreaking to see his face like that. And he was eating really slow. And the next time I saw him was in the hospital, and he called me to him and he said to me, Yemu, you know, that's how I say Jimmy. He said, Yemu, Yemu, hold fast I bøgerne. Which is, Jimmy, hold on to the books. And you know, when I left school, when I walked out of school, not much long after, well, you know, a couple of years after, I never really thought about it, but looking back, I remember that I never left the books, you know. But when I wanted to walk from Cape to Cairo, I had to leave a lot of stuff. It was a huge sacrifice in my life. I had to leave my computer, my karate gis. I had 2 karate gis, 1 black, 1 white, a lot of beautiful clothes. My mother-in-law, my first mother-in-law, bought me some great gowns from Senegal, and I love clothes and all of that. And this whole idea of walking for my people from Cape Town to Cairo, it was just set in me that I had to let go of all of that. I put it in storage at first. And then when that got too expensive, I actually got myself together, put it in boxes, and put it in the trash. My clothes and some books that I had. The clothes I put in the trash. The books and my LPs I put in storage at a hostel, 639. But they eventually disappeared. I tried to track them down, but they disappeared. And I had books. I had about 5 boxes of books. And they meant a lot to me. They always have. Some books were very rare. I had to order them, you know, books by Basil Davidson. And they would cost me about 500 kroner. So, you know, I'd save some money and I'd go buy the books for 500 kroner and have it. And many other books, thick books just like these, you know. But the thing about walking from Cape to Cairo, it had become the only solution after I'd spent time with so many organizations in London, and I realized that the organizations were not going to do it. It was going to need exceptional courage and sacrifice on the individual level. So I had to say, what can I do by myself? And that's how it came about. Walk from Cape to Cairo. And I had to leave those things. Well, now my daughter, she's found this wonderful, beautiful young man who hopefully is going to propose to her. Hint, 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 hint. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They're moving, and he doesn't want to take these books with him. And we're wondering if I would like to have these books. And I saw them and I was like, are you crazy? You know, I mean, just look at them. Just look at them, man. I mean, oh my God. Smart choices to grow your business in good times and bad. And you know, they couldn't come at a better time, because now I'm really getting into, look at this, managerial economics. They just couldn't. I mean, every single one of these books is knowledge that is going to underpin the CCSR that have developed over the years, going to South Africa and looking at the dynamics and trends in Malawi firsthand, you know, supporting myself by playing guitar, living in hostels, living on the streets, you know, sometimes sleeping at airports, stations, trains, outside, even on the ground, you know, total sacrifice. So having these books and knowing I'm going to put them in storage, it makes me feel like, yeah, I'm soon going to be getting my stable place, my apartment, and a place where I can have them, because that's what I'm working towards now. And well, you know, I'm going to take time out to read, because I've got to everything that I have argued for, CCSR, it needs to have concrete arguments, you know, and I got to get all these into my head. But more than that, in the meantime, Dad, who also died of cancer, he built Kaisa Inn together with my mother as the last project they did, and it is laid out as an inn with conference centers, and there was a library that was donated to us by the University of UCLA and Harvard University. No, UPenn, sorry, not UCLA. UCLA is, I think there's somebody from UCLA connected, but it was UPenn and Harvard University. That would be Peter Fleming, Rebecca Thornton, and oh my God, I forget the name of the last one. My memory goes like that. Sometimes I forget people. I'm sorry about that, my love. Anyway, let's just get on with this and do the video. But Peter Fleming actually went to school with Mark Zuckerberg, and he did work at Facebook at some point. So I do remember coming home in 2010 when I was going to do the walk, and I met up with Sister Fire, and me and Sister Fire were having breakfast with Peter Fleming, and Peter Fleming says that, if you guys are going to need some help from Facebook, you know, I work at Facebook and blah blah, I wanted to support our walk and everything. So, you know, it's my stuff has always fallen in very good seed. You know, it's all royal, it's all good, it's all legit, it's all synchronicity. There is that higher force with me all the time, all the time. I praise God all the time. It is so well planned. And so anyway, they created the university, not a university, the library, and these books are going there, and these books are going to be available for our people in Malawi. What we're going to do is I'm going to want to have 24 youths to join us when I come in December. We're going to send you applications, and we want to have 24 Malawian youths to work together with the 24 Danish youths who we're going to bring here to establish CCSR Park at Malawi, which is basically going to be looking at how we can connect rural Malawi with Silicon Valley, and in that way create a bridge between the highest, most lucrative part of business that's happening in the world with the people who are being exploited. So CCSR, especially for the coltan, since coltan is very crucial in this entire business. Don't do that to me. So how CCSR is going to